And back to me, right over here, straight ahead. Smile right down here for me. Thank you so much. So good, everybody straight. We'll get a few. Your love. Secrets over here.
He's a broken man who felt that he has lost everything because of a very unfair decision by the justice system. He wants revenge. And the good thing about this role is that we don't know if he's guilty or not. Nothing is like it seems, and that's one of the richness of this show. This multi-layered story based on the classic, but with more complexity, because we have more time to explore the background and the for example, the childhood of Max Cady. That's why I took it, because it was a new take on it. I would have never dared to even get close to what De Niro did.
This Cape Fear allows us to dive a little bit deeper into the characters and sort of understand the motivations and get sort of absorbed into their past and into their secrets a little bit more. It was so much fun to get to work with Javier in this role and to work with Patrick. We really fell into such an easy rhythm and just had so much fun, even though the series is so scary and at times very stressful. The experience of making it was really joyful. In the past, his defense attorney has been portrayed or represented by a male, and so doing the gender flip, it creates a lot more opportunity for a power dynamic, male-female power dynamic that sort of Javier and our characters get to really dive into. My relationship with my family and the responsibility I feel towards protecting my family is such a maternal thing, and Patrick gets to sort of bring his own attorney into it because he was also involved in the case, and so he gets to bring a very sort of alpha, masculine, like very tight, controlled person. So it's fun to watch us unravel because we both kind of have secrets that we're trying to keep. It's a wild ride, yeah.
If you go back, you've got the book, you've got the 62 version, then you've got the 91 version that Scorsese directed, then you've 35 years later, you've got us. So each time there have been different sort of changes to the characters and even to the family, but I play a prosecuting attorney this time. Amy's character, Anna, is the defense attorney, so that's swapped and switched. So we've got new jobs, but the family is still in peril. We've got a vengeful villain that's by the way of Javier Bardem that's coming after us, but there's just moral ambiguity to it because you don't know Not everybody that's good is all the way good. Not everybody that's bad is all the way bad. And I think that's what makes the story interesting, and that kind of carries the tension through 10 episodes. We bonded very quickly, and I think because we knew that this stuff was going to get very heavy, very dark, and pretty quickly. And so we really chose to highlight all the moments where we had fun and laughter, and we just, screwed around a lot on set. So that always, you have to even it out. If you're doing something really dark, when it cuts, you gotta have some fun. This genre is very demanding. It's a very emotionally demanding genre because the stakes are so high. I mean, I knew Javier and Amy, Cece, and all these folks that have been around a while. I knew we'd all bring it, but the kids really stepped up, and that's exciting to see because they have some beautiful private moments and their own storylines that carry such tension throughout the series. So they're fantastic.
Ray Rollins is a private investigator working with CC and Amy's company. CCH out the gate, she set the tone, but working with Javier and Amy, and the rest of the team, wonderful. You learn a lot just by watching. Cape Fear is definitely a psychological thriller that's just like, it'll have you on the edge of your on the edge of your seats, because Javier's character is one that you end up really liking, but then the things that he's able to do by manipulating one or two or three people, it's really impressive, And the vulnerability of Amy's character is just, it's really a spooky show.
Cape Fear is an extension of the Cape Fear world, of the 60s Cape Fear, the 90s Cape Fear, and now this reimagined version as a series. I feel very lucky because my character didn't exist in either of those, so I kind of had a clean slate. But yeah, I play a very ambitious young reporter who gets a little too close to Max Cady, as one does. One of the directors joked that she was like, oh, having Javier in a scene is like having a child on set. You can't put anything around him that can't be touched, can't be eaten, can't be broken, because he just is so alive in the character that he does things that you don't expect. And I think he's such an incredible force in the world, such a good person, so responsible with his celebrity, and then to be such an exquisite actor. I just admire him so much, as I do the wonderful Amy Adams. So this was a dream. I think people are very anxious in their lives right now, and people feel very watched in a way that is scary. Hopefully it feels like a little kind of like good artistic exercise to get some of that energy out. But I hope people have fun. I hope they enjoy how deeply entertaining I think it is.
My character, I can't say much about, to be honest. She comes in with a bang, and she brings a lot of pain and a little pleasure. Psychological thriller was, I feel like, one of my first loves in film because of the twists and the turns and how it kind of just keeps you on the edge of your seat. I hope audiences are entertained.
I'm Joe Anderson. I play the character of Zach in Cape Fear. He's a very troubled teenager. He's really struggling with himself and his family and everything around him, and he's a key for Max Cady at points, and he's very complicated and internal. Zach's a very particular character, and I think he, from the beginning, is on a downward trajectory, and I just really wanted to do the amazing character that Nick Antosca had written justice, and I really hope I did, and I hope people enjoy it. I'm the only English guy that's on this TV show, so I had to figure out what a 16-year-old kid from Savannah would sound like, and make it sound as believable as possible. I had a lot of moments with Patrick Wilson because he plays my father, and he's just such a wonderful actor and such a joy to share scenes with, and I learned so much from him, and he was just such a light on set every day. Be ready because it's intense.
I play Natalie Bowden. I'm the daughter of Anna and the stepdaughter of Tom Bowden. I was scared. These people can be scary when the camera's on, When The physicality of the work also helps a lot, and sometimes I'd be pumping so much with adrenaline that I'd feel like I'm gonna pass out. Cape Fear in one sentence. A summer of hell?
Working with Apple is great. They're very creative, they're very involved, and they're very open to lots of different things. So we worked a lot on trying to figure out what exactly the tone was and how to integrate the original film's tone into our show. A thrill ride is really what to expect. A lot of unexpected tension and thrills, and it's really engrossing. The score for this was really complicated because we really needed to figure out what our sound was, our unique individual voice, while still threading in all of the original Bernard Herrmann and Elmer Bernstein versions of the Bernard Herrmann themes. It was really interesting and a really complicated hill to climb.
If you're a fan of the two films or the novel, I think that there's going to be some great nostalgia, some great Easter eggs, some great callbacks, but also a lot of new storylines and characters and a very contemporary spin. Javier is just an impressive human being. I mean, he's an incredible actor, and he's known for playing some very iconic villains, but I think his approach for this one as somebody that was wrongfully imprisoned is a really interesting hook, and I think that there's a lot of empathy to be had with that, of somebody that wasn't a monster to begin with, but was actually created in prison. So hopefully people are going to love this new iteration of Max Cady. Working with Nick is a dream. We've had our company Eat the Cat for almost 8 years, and this is really sort of the mountain peak in terms of everything that we've been working towards with this cast, who is all amazing. Javier, Amy, Patrick, Lily, Joe, Cece, everybody. Javier is such a rock star, and I mean that literally. He is really like into rock and roll, so that was always a big, big moment on set for him to sort of come out of the trailer and sort of be in character, which was cool.
Thank you so much for being here for the premiere of Cape Fear. I'm going to keep this very short because I'm really excited to enjoy the delicious paranoia and dread on screen that so many people here worked so hard to create. When my producing partner, Alex Hedlund, and I approached Universal a few years ago and dared to propose a new version of Cape Fear, we had a real awareness of the cinematic legacy and the history of extraordinary talent involved with this project. So a huge thank you to everybody at Apple, Zach and Jamie and the whole team at Apple who have been incredible partners, to everybody at Universal, Perlina, Beatrice, everybody who have been my partners for many years, everybody at Amblin, the whole team at Amblin, everybody at Cicalia, for trusting us with this incredible title and trusting us to create a modern nightmare with it. I also want to thank, in particular, our amazing cast, led by Javier and Amy and Patrick and the entire cast. In fact, the whole cast. If you're in the show in any episode, could you please stand up? There they are. They're amazing. They have 2 great movies to live up to, and they do it. They're incredible. Thank you, guys. Thank you to our writers, all of our directors, our amazing crew in Atlanta, our editors, post-production team, our composer, Jeff Russo, who worked with the classic score, everybody who poured their hearts into the show and did so much work over quite a while. And also, of course, thank you to our executive producers, Martin Scorsese, who was so generous with his film, and with the amazing Steven Spielberg. Thank you so much. And thank you guys for being here. Thank you for coming out. Now let's sit back and enjoy the first episode of Cape Fear, Fingers and Toes.